Hey, this is Malachias with the Warriors Garden. We're in South Dakota still. This is Noelle. And Noelle went through our seminar yesterday and she helped us build some gardens. We actually built a garden for Noelle today.
Yes.
So Noelle, tell us tell us your name.
Okay.
Tell us what you do.
Okay.
And then tell us what the seminar meant to you yesterday. And what did you get from it?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Noelle Powlowski, and I'm the SDSU Extension Garden Coordinator for the Pine Ridge Reservation for the summer. So
Okay.
it's a seasonal 5-month job. Yeah, I ended up here with just a series of events brought me here. I met Patricia last summer at a farm to school conference. Here I am. You know, I never expected I would be here, and it's ended up being the best thing ever. The seminar was wonderful. I have a farming background with organic farming. I worked on a large organic farm for 2 years in Minnesota.
Okay.
And I've sort of been living and working on organic farms for the last 6 years. My background is very commercial. We're gonna get the best use of our space as possible, and we're gonna crank out as many vegetables as we can.
Yes.
So this is very different scale for me, but at the same time, it's really refreshing to think about aesthetics. I wish you could see the garden in Wombly because it's very
have to send me
curvy
pictures.
and beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very artistic. It's a smaller scale. You want to invite people into the space and make them stop and slow down and take their time wandering through.
Right.
So very different for me, but I still love it. I think I got into farming. I used to be an archaeologist, and
Real world archaeologist,
a real one.
with the little brushes and the little shovels and the hat.
Yeah, I did that for 5 years. It was great. And I had every other week off. Sort of my field season, the way that worked was every other week off. And I started volunteering at an organic orchard and farm in Colorado on my breaks.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, I have to know everything about this.
This is
And so
awesome.
I quit my job the next year, took a pay cut by half, just to learn how to grow food, because I was like, this is everything I want
So you
to be
already
doing.
had a career
Yes.
in archaeology, and you said, you know what?
I dropped
Forget
it like
this.
a hot potato.
I'm growing pears.
Pretty much. And so I feel incredibly privileged to know where my food comes from, know about nutritional,
Right.
healthy food, and I feel not so much of a draw as I do an obligation to share that privilege with other
Right.
people. I just finished my education degree because I want to be a garden educator.
Nice.
And so this is my first real gig being a garden educator. So my grand master plan the last 6 years has been working towards this exactly.
Oh, so you're where
This
you want to
thing
be.
exactly. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Nice.
So I want to be teaching people how to grow food. I want food empowerment. And like some of the stuff Jason was talking about, I want to serve underserved communities. And this is a very interesting place to start because it's perhaps the most underserved community.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Have you ever been here before?
No, this is breaking my heart.
Did you go to the grocery store?
No, but we drove down to the gas station, stopped and got gas, because apparently they don't have the thing on the pump doesn't work. I went inside to go pay, and I'm just like, how does anyone run a business like this?
It's sort of a grocery store too, right?
Yeah, it's 4 or 5 rows of nothing. Like nothing that I would consider, to me, it's not edible. It's not what we should be feeding people.
It's been a few generations. People are so far removed
Yeah.
from where their food comes from.
Yep.
And a lot of people wander through the garden and they ask questions and they're excited about it. And everyone's, oh, my grandparents had a garden. This reminds me of my
Right.
grandmother, my grandfather. But it's been 2 generations since anyone around here had a garden. It was a really big thing for a long time. A lot of people around here, they receive food, either commodities or,
Yeah.
once a month kind of thing. And a lot of that's very highly processed just so it can travel.
Fast and easy.
Exactly. The Kyle grocery store has a produce section that's about as long as this picnic table. And it's the best produce section for 50 miles around. Fresh food, basically my whole point is fresh food is not a thing here at all.
We need to change it.
We do. The kids in the Potato Creek yesterday, we discovered their cucumbers are finally growing, and they were thrilled to pieces.
And they're so sweet.
They'd never tried a cucumber.
Oh my god! And the cucumbers that you get, when you go to a not grocery, but restaurants, when you go get them in your salads, they're so freaking bland. There's no flavor. And then you pick one fresh out of a garden that you just finished growing, and especially when you do it organically, and you take that and you
Yes.
go
Put
into
the
it.
love into it.
There's
Exactly.
so many different flavors that explode right there.
Fresh from the garden,
Oh,
there's nothing that
okay.
compares. What I've noticed, especially working here, is when I'm in the garden with people, showing them how to give life to a garden, how to grow food, put that love into it, it makes a huge difference. For instance, in Potato Creek, life up there sucks.
Right.
It's bad. It's really bad. It maybe doesn't get worse. And to see the joy that those kids get out of being in the garden and loving something and putting love into it has meant the world to me. 10 times over what I ever would have imagined. So that really made, I've heard of gardening therapy before, but that really made it so real to me that is a huge joy, that it means the world to people.
Right.
It really does. I guess in a community where it's hard to bring people in because it's so much of the work has to come from within.
Right.
Just hanging on to those one little, the one connections where you think, it's one seed that's getting planted, it's going to get passed on, like what Jason was saying.
Right.
That's so important. So I think gardening as therapy for trauma is a huge thing. I love that you just put that right into words that made perfect sense for everybody in the room. So, and everybody here deals with trauma to some extent, on a spectrum. And you've seen, firsthand what it can do. I've seen secondhand what it can do.
Right.
And so it was just a huge deal for me to hear that put into words, that it is real and it works and it happens.
So to you, like, this is not just a seminar that someone who firsthand deals with trauma would go to. This is actually a good seminar that would be for someone who supports people that have had trauma.
Yes, absolutely.
So, all right.
So, and I'm one of those supporters. So
there you go.
Yes, I would like to.
And my coffee buddy. Yes.
Keep it going. Coffee buddies forever.
All right. So,
all right.
I want to thank you so much for receiving us here. This has been just an amazing trip for us.
Thank you so much for coming.
And we're looking forward to coming back. We really, really are.
I hope you do.
I can't thank you enough just for all the input you've had and all that stuff like that. So, again, this is Malachias. We're in South Dakota. This is Noelle.
Yes.
And we can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and watching everything and checking out. Make sure you keep checking in because we're going to have more. Thanks for watching. God bless. Strength and honor.